Hello, everyone, and welcome to Exam Revision's Leaving Cert English Predictions 2025. I'm going to be breaking down my top predictions for the 2025 Leaving Cert. We're going to cover paper one, paper two, the Poets to Know, King Lear, Comparative, and more. So let's get you exam ready. So just to kick off the breakdown of our papers, so we've got paper one and paper two. Paper one has two parts, so your comprehension and your composition. You'll answer one question A and one question B, but not from the same text. You'll then do a composition. So this could be a personal essay, a short story, an article, or a speech. Paper two is where your texts come in, your studied texts. So I'm saying King Lear for the single text, but you might have done King Lear as a part of your comparative study, which is okay. And our comparative study, there are three texts, so one film, one drama, and one novel. And this year, all of the modes of comparisons will appear. We've got poetry, we have five poets appearing on the paper, and an unseen poem. Just some general tips now. So, study smart, not hard. Focus on themes, key scenes, and quotes instead of trying to memorize the entire text. Understand the big picture ideas, like what Shakespeare is saying about power in King Lear and not just the plot points. Practice past exam papers. Complete real past exam questions under timed conditions. Get used to writing full essays, not just making plans. Review the marking schemes and know what the examiners are rewarding. Know your timing. Now, your timing could be very personal. Maybe you might take 30 minutes to do a question B and someone else might take 45 minutes to do a question B. So it's up to you with some general tips. Paper one is 2 hours and 50 minutes. So maybe spend an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes on your comprehension, and an hour and 30, hour and 20, hour and 25 minutes on your composition piece. Paper two, aim for about 50 minutes per essay. So that's your single text, your comparative, and your poetry. Now, writing styles. So start your essay strong using a confidence thesis statement. Use topic sentences to start paragraphs. Always link back to the question and don't just tell the story. Mix short and long sentences for a better flow. Make sure we're exam fit on the day. Make sure we're getting enough sleep before the exam, eating a good breakfast, and bring in highlighters for your English exam to underline keywords in questions. For our revision, make sure we have maybe flashcards with quotes and themes, mind maps for character connections, and plan with quotes in mind. And finally, believe in your preparation. You know more than you think. Stay calm and stay focused and trust your instincts in the exam hall. So, before we jump into the predictions, just to tell you what we do here at Exam Revision. So, you get hundreds of bite-sized video tutorials that make learning easier for students with us. And if you use the code 2025 TIPS, you'll get 10% off a package from us. So you get on-demand video tutorial grinds. You have bite-sized video grinds, PowerPoint presentation, H1 notes, exam and mock paper questions, all the marking schemes, quizzes, reflection log, and smart adaptable technology that will help your learning. Now, so far we have 8 junior cycle subjects with papers and marking schemes completed. That doesn't really concern you guys. And we've got 21 Leaving Cert subjects with fully uploaded exam papers and marking schemes, and they're fully completed courses as well. And that's just all the subjects we offer. And how exam revision will look. So that's an example of what it looks like on your laptop, a desktop, or your mobile phone for studying on the go. And just some positive reviews we received from students like yourselves. And just to clarify, it's 2025 tips for 10% off a package course with exam revision. So, paper one now, our comprehension and our composition piece. So, what we need to expect is we're going to analyze language, tone, and purpose. Themes often include identity, creativity, storytelling, or the environment, and we've seen this with themes and timeless ideas like identity and belonging, the role of technology, climate change, creativity and innovation, and storytelling, or the power of words, which have previously came up before. Again, on paper one, we're going to have our composition piece, which is 100 marks. So typically you get two short stories, two personal essays. So you have options there. We usually might see a discursive essay, a speech, or an article. And to jump on with our poetry predictions now, you will answer on one of five poets, and these are my top picks. So we've got Tracy K. Smith here, Jared Manley Hopkins, Yvonne Boland, and Emily Dickinson. So, Tracy K. Smith, she's new enough to the syllabus. Themes include science, loss, and identity. And she's likely to appear due to a trend of spotlighting modern poets. My other prediction, Jared Manley Hopkins. Themes like nature, religion, inner struggle. He hasn't came up in years, so there's quite a high chance he's going to come up on this year's paper. Boland, Irish voice, female identity, and history. Consistent favourite on the course, so likely to appear this year. Dickinson, themes of life, death, isolation, and inner thoughts. Frequently comes up but is not overused, so could be a strong favourite for the 2025 Leaving Cert. I've got two wild cards here. So Sylvia Plath, she's appeared recently, but examiners do love her complexity, so she could come up. And Paula Meehan, Irish, accessible, and she's often favoured by students. So my wildcards could also come up as well. So just to go back, Tracy K. Smith, Jared Manny Hopkins, Evan Boland, Emily Dickinson, and, you know, consider as well Plath and Meehan too. Probable questions with poetry. So you need to be ready for questions on imagery, tone, or emotional impact. And they'll usually come up with stuff like maybe it was disturbing yet uplifting. Have a look at your poets, go or your chosen poets or your favorite poet, and go back over all the questions asked. They're quite similar. They usually follow some sort of format like poet, whoever uses da 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 imagery to discuss da 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 subject matter. Reading the poetry of poet blank can be uplifting, can be both an uplifting and yet disturbing experience. Poet A's poetry is full of blah 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 blah, with the occasional glimpse or moments of da 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 da. They all follow that format, so I'd have a look into your poets and what typically is said about your poets, and you might be able to guess what sort of question you'll be asked on said poet. For King Lear now, you're not guaranteed a character question. You might be asked broad questions on a more dramatic technique or key themes, such as power, justice, madness, loyalty, family dynamics, or the nature of kingship. If you are asked about a key character, it could be Lear, Edmund, Cordelia, Goneril, Regan, or Gloucester. Now, with King Lear, they also like to pair them up because we know they've got plots that mirror. We don't know they've got a mirroring plot. So Lear and Gloucester could be compared against each other. Um, and generally, we could look into more broader themes as well with the role of evil or the role of women and how loyalty and betrayal are portrayed in the play. So, very, very broad questions could come up, and you need to make sure that you're focusing in on what they're asking. And our comparative, so all modes are coming up, so you're safe to just focus on one. So, theme or issue, cultural context, and general vision viewpoint are coming up. You can choose which one works best for you, but always have that backup because maybe the question on cultural context might not be as appealing to you as maybe a theme or issue question or a general vision viewpoint question. So know your text as a trio, unless it's specifically asking you to separate with like answer on two texts here and one text here. Don't just write mini essays, constantly compare and contrast. Make sure we're making use of our linking phrases like similarly, in contrast, both texts highlight this. Include quotes from each of your texts, just so we have a lovely, fully completed essay by the end of it. And there's 41 days left until paper one, as I'm recording this video on the 25th of April. So that's about 984 hours of potential revision. So stay consistent. Every hour, every minute counts towards your success, and you've got this, okay? So best of luck in your 2025 English Leaving Cert. Thank you very much. And meet for